Gentlemen, I've got 10 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. We'll go ahead and open with an opening prayer by Brother Hollis Parsons. Hollis, if you would pray for some guidance for us today. And with that, go ahead.
Father, thank you for bringing us together. We thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who offered us salvation, and to those of us who have accepted it, we praise you and thank you. Ask that you lead this Commissioner's Court, and those who are in this room and the business that they take care of. May it be to your glory, for our good. Bless them and watch over every word that's said and done. We want to lift up Regina Cambreros' family, the loss of her son. Just be with them, comfort them, as you know how, through your Holy Spirit. We give you praise. We thank you for the verse in Psalm or Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust the Lord with all your heart. Lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct our paths. We thank you for that direction and give direction in this meeting today, and we'll give you all the praise and glory in Jesus' name. And everyone said, Amen. Amen.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Adam, I believe it's your turn.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Hollis. You're welcome to stay if you want to. Good answer. Welcome to Commissioner's Court, everybody. We will start off. Did anybody sign up for public comments? No. Okay. So we'll go right to item number 6, which is the consent agenda. And the consent agenda includes non-controversial and routine items that the court may act on with one single vote. The judge or a commissioner may pull any item from the consent agenda in order that the court discuss and act upon it individually as part of the regular agenda.
I'd like to just make a statement about H. The approving this rental agreement will, even though it's worded a little funny, will it approve the rental agreement for future rentals? Because it just says for that specific item.
That's what the contract states. Doesn't state for any other item.
Huh?
It doesn't state for any other item.
Okay, that's what I wanted it to be. Okay, so we can just take. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, we can leave it in there as is.
Okay.
I know you said they couldn't do one just blank.
I'll call up the ladder.
Do it just like any other rental company, right? You can use them year round if you needed to.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to do, because I'm not even going to rent that item.
But,
I was just trying to get them approved.
Your consent contract needs to be written correctly.
Do you want to take no action?
No, I mean, I guess I'll just leave it in case I do want to rent it. We just found another way in the meantime. I'll just leave it on there.
Okay.
Yep. Does anybody have anything else?
I apologize. I didn't know.
No, that's okay.
You wanted it open-ended.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's why I was asking you about, I couldn't get a blank one. That's what we have to do with Red River Rental every year, is just approve their generic contract, and we can rent everything that they have. So
Right.
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda if nobody has anything else.
We have a motion from Commissioner Snuggs to approve the consent agenda, or consent agenda, excuse me. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Arndt. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? There are none. The consent agenda passes 5-0. Brings us to item number 7 on the regular agenda. Item number 7, a presentation by Recurrent Energy regarding an early-stage solar project and possible action regarding their request for Freese and Nichols to provide Recurrent Energy with information on a proposed road that runs through the project. I think you wanted to speak to this, Adam?
So we got a solar farm wanting to come in down in my precinct. They're here to speak. I guess take off.
Great.
Yeah.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jennifer Fundora. I'm a project developer for Recurrent Energy. We're a renewable energy company based in Austin, Texas. We have a early stage project in development east of Valley View. I presented back in December kind of a conversation with Commissioner Arndt and Judge Rohn about the 2017 thoroughfare plan. So there's a proposed county road that's set to be going pretty close to the site, but we don't know exactly where it is. We reached out to Freese and Nichols, explained, hey, we just want to understand where the proposed road is relative to our project, and we just want to get a little bit more information. And they explained to us, you got to go to the county, they're our client, and we are happy to work with you once you get approval from the commission. So I'm here. I have some information that I presented to Commissioner Arndt and Judge Rohn back in December via slide deck. If I can provide copies, it's the same presentation that I provided in December.
And I guess this is the study we had done, Gary. You were on court when that happened. I don't know if anybody else was.
Thank you.
Maybe John was. I think all this is public record, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
Pam, do you have something in your office that has this Freese and Nichols deal? Or is it on our website, maybe?
If it was in the Commissioner's Court, yes, I have everything,
Yeah.
all the minutes.
I mean, they should be welcome to go access any part of the thoroughfare plan. I mean, like you said, I think it's open records, so.
I mean, if they went to Freese and Nichols and asked for it, as long as there's no cost to us,
Yeah, so I just wanted to, by way of introduction, explain who Recurrent is. That's really the majority of the slide deck. So page 3, we're a subsidiary of Canadian Solar. They're a module manufacturer for solar and storage projects. We are an independent power producer, so we own and operate all of our assets. So if we were to construct this project, we would be the neighbor in Cooke County for the 30 to 40 years that the project would be around. We have an established presence in Texas. Like I said, we're headquartered in Austin. We have a manufacturing facility in Mesquite. We have operating projects in Liberty County and in Maverick County, Texas, solar and storage project. And we have a couple of other projects in the pipeline, including this one. So this project, it's, like I said, pretty early stage. It's located in Valley View. The potential construction start would be next year in quarter 3. The potential commercial operations would be a year after in quarter 4. The size is about 80 megawatts, 550 acres. The operation life would be 40 years. And then, like I mentioned, there's a proposed minor arterial road that runs pretty close to the site, but we're just not 100% sure where it's located. So the ask essentially is to present this information to y'all, but also to get the permission to speak to Freese and Nichols so they can provide us with basically a geolocated reference file that shows where the actual road is set to be designed. We did a very preliminary design, just kind of sketching where we think the road is, and we've set back more than 120 feet since the proposed road is about 100 to 120 feet in terms of right-of-way. So I'm happy to answer any questions. We are happy to pay for any of the work that Freese and Nichols will do as part of this request, and that's essentially it.
Is this, but this kind of road, they were talking about maybe it, when they were doing this thoroughfare plan, probably like a farm to market?
Well, it's broken down, and you're saying this is a minor arterial. Need to go have that definition and then see what the setbacks are. And it sounds like you've done some research on that.
Yes.
Okay. You're not asking us to maybe suggest to Freese Nichols that they relocate it?
No, sir.
You're just trying to get your research so you know how far to do your setbacks.
Correct.
I mean-
Does this, you know, this was just a plan, what if growth was happening in this area? Is this road something that makes sense for what's going on right now and makes sense into the future? Is it something that would even need?
Well, it kind of comes off 2848 back there somewhere and comes across.
So is it in between, is it on my precinct side of 51? Like east
Yeah.
of 51?
Yes.
Okay.
Valley View address,
Yes.
maybe. I mean, you guys know what to anticipate in your growth. I mean,
Seems like that area out there is solar farm field here lately.
Yeah.
but, I mean, I don't,
I don't have a problem with her going to Freeze Nichols. I'm just curious if it was, you know, if it made sense, because some of the ones in my precinct don't make any sense now, the way that like Lake Ray Roberts is, you know,
Right.
it's not, those roads, the growth is choked down there.
I mean, I don't have a problem if they're willing to pay for the information from Freeze and
Oh, yeah.
have you talked to somebody at Freese and Nichols?
We have.
Are they asking you to seek our permission?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they basically explain, Cook County is our client, you are not our client. We will not authorize any work until you have permission from our client. So spoke to Judge Rohn and Commissioner Arendt back in December, and they suggested we make this request public.
So then the question becomes, who pays for it? Because they're probably not going to do it for free.
Yeah, we're happy to pay for it.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if we send you need a letter to Freese and Nichols with permission? What do you need from?
I think an email would be fine. I think that would suffice. He also did reach out. His name is Eddie. I don't remember his last name. I think it's Mr. Haas, Haas. I'll have to double check. He did reach out to the county directly and said that, you know, from what he understands, we still have to reach out. That was back in November.
I'll make a motion.
Well, hang on.
Oh,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Are you going to include that if we send this email, we specifically say
No cost.
they're allowed, they can do whatever they want, but they pay for it.
Yeah.
As long as they can't alter the plan without coming back to us.
Yeah.
Correct.
Basically, they just need permission from Freeze and Nichols to talk to them and work with them and try to formulate a plan.
And we need to be sure we don't pay for it,
Yeah.
because they're saying we're the customer.
You want to make the motion?
No.
Well, and before you do
Adams,
that-
it's Adams, I mean.
Well, I didn't want to make it for him being his precinct. That's how we.
I would like to make sure that the email does not indicate that Cook County is promoting this, okay?
That's fine.
That it's just you talking to Freese and Nichols, and that's of your own volition.
Yeah. Essentially, this is a fact-finding mission. We just want to understand where it is.
Yeah, just,
Pardon me for butting in on your motion.
No, you're
so we're
fine.
just voting for you to just go for it then,
Great.
yeah.
I'll make a motion that we allow Freeze and Nichols to discuss the thoroughfare plan with Recurrent Energy at no cost to us, so that they can formulate a plan to decide what to do about this road on our thoroughfare plan. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. That's a motion by Commissioner Snuggs. Do I hear a second? I'll second it. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And there are none.
Thank you.
Motion passes 5-0.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for your presentation.
What was that farm?
Item number 8, Deliberate and consider possible action regarding the approval of County Road 149 RV Park with 9 RV parking sites. Mr. Hollowell.
That's a new RV site coming off of East Tabernacle. It just as it says, it's pretty straightforward. It's to accommodate 9 RV sites. I think that they've met all our requirements. Do you need to speak to it?
No, I've just noted that it's just a simple non-RV spot. It's nothing real grand. They're super spread apart. It'll be great for kids and, campers with kids. It should be designed very nice, not cluttered or anything like that together, like a lot of RV parks are. Other than that, I do believe I've provided everything. If y'all have any
24-foot wide
questions.
roads. He's meeting the specs.
Do y'all have any questions or anything like that? Okay.
You've got your septic design.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a comment
Everything's
on
on the
that, yeah.
plat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve. Commissioner Hollowell, second Commissioner Snuggs. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Item number 8 passes 5-0. Item number 9, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the approval of the final plat for Spencer Acres, a 7-lot development in Precinct 1. Gary again.
This is going to front 132, or most folks know it to be Bones Chapel, 9 acres. One of them's a little over 1. I think the largest one's a little over 3. No interior roads. The drawings, things that meet spec, I'd make the motion, we approve it.
Second.
Any questions? We have a motion, Commissioner Hollowell. We have a second, Commissioner Snuggs. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Item 9 passes 5-0.
Can I have just 1 second, Judge?
Yes, you may.
Mr. Spencer, we will get this signed, but it's usually after court when we sign off on them. So it may, depend on how long court lasts, but we'll get it signed. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Item number 10, deliberate and consider the possible action regarding the quote from Nortex for the new phone system. Who is our...
I'll start, and then I'll invite our Nortex representatives up to speak to you. I just want to let you know that the quote for our new proposed phone system is in your packet for your review. I have demo phones set up and working over here to the right that you can take a look at after court if you want, and would like to invite Chris McNamara from Nortex to come up and answer any of your questions.
You guys don't have to stay unless you're just, no. Okay.
Good morning,
we love
Commissioners,
it.
Judge. So, yeah, we're here to, I know Daryl's presented this to you a few times, and we're here to answer any questions you might have. I think the system you have now, we first installed back in 2007, so it's been a pretty good workhorse for the past 18 years. Hopefully you'll get 18 to 20 out of this one as well. That's what Trenton's promising anyways.
Are these phones that you emailed about this morning that you said you had a couple of phones for people to look at and...
Right, yep, those are, they
Try
set
out,
those,
okay.
yep. They set those up last week and they're ready to test and play with. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chris, did we get some trade-in value? I don't see it on this
Yeah, there's
contract.
a $8,000 trade-in value listed on there. Yeah, if you look at the very bottom on the one-time charges, that $5,000 gets deducted. 8,000, I'm sorry.
And that covers all the phones at the Justice Center.
Maybe I didn't get all the way to the bottom. I see OTP.
It's at the top, actually.
Is it the top?
Yeah, one coming back at 82.50.
Oh, if you're not looking, yeah, if you're not looking at the contract, and it's the very second thing towards the top there, 8250 being.
Okay.
redundant. I'm sorry.
All right, yeah, it's not obvious, I don't know. That acronym. What's that, the Ye-Link S&W?
Yeah, Link, yes.
For some reason, I didn't get that as a trade-in. Do you guys need to look at them? They're sitting over here.
I trust,
They've got one that's one piece, a little sturdier for the sheriff's office, from what I can tell, a little more rugged. Move to approve.
second?
Motion to approve Commissioner Hollowell, second Commissioner Snuggs. Once again, any questions? If not, all in favor?
Hang on, she wants to know how we're gonna pay for it.
How long is it gonna take to get this installed?
So I will work with Daryl on that process. It looks like what we'll most likely be doing is going from each individual building. So that'd be adult probation. You may start with him. Kind of depends on what we talk about with Daryl. Overall, this could be a 2 to 3 day process to do so. Preferably we get as much done as we can day one. If that's the Justice Center starting off there, just kind of depends on what Daryl wants to start with.
Well, since I didn't get a list of phones that needed to be traded in, and court hasn't authorized the surplus and trade-in of those phones.
I have to
The
slow roll it.
contract for this, I intended to talk over with you for a future court, so this is just the review of the quote.
They just approved it.
It was there for action, was it not?
Yeah.
Can they collect that information for you as they remove them? They don't have to handle them twice? That work? You be happy?
I mean, we're in no hurry to get them, so it's whatever we need to do there.
You'll give us a new one and leave us one sitting there?
Yeah,
Yeah. And you've got all your Ethernet connections, stuff of that nature. It's just a matter of swapping out units.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And there are none.
And that was budgeted, by the way.
Yeah. Motion passes 5-0.
thank you.
Thanks for being here, gentlemen.
Appreciate it. And you're welcome to stay too.
And the motion, Gary just said I make that motion, so we are motion just to accept the quote. Is that what the motion was, to accept the quote or to approve the quote?
Gary.
Let's start moving forward on this.
Yeah, it was, let me go back.
Or what is the actual?
What was your motion, Gary?
Hang on.
Motion.
Consider action regarding the
It's
quote.
just the quote. But
Approve the quote?
let's,
Approve the quote's fine.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I do have a question.
Sure.
So do we have to bring the contract back on court too, since y'all just did that?
That's what it looks like.
I think that's why we did me and Daryl decided
That's
to
what
do the
Daryl, I
quote
guess, is
first
saying.
and then
Yeah.
come back with the contract, so if y'all had questions.
And all I said was move to approve. I never finished it, so I was good, right?
Approve.
you got lucky.
Yeah.
Show the trade-in too on there that we're trading them other ones in, so we get
Yeah.
it all at one time.
Okay, item number 11, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the malfunctioning door at the library. Rick, you want to speak to that?
Yes, so originally when the door broke, I had talked with Gainesville Glass, and he was on his way out of town. So he quickly got me the quotes and talked to me about replacing the door and so forth. So the quotes to repair are the same as they were. The price to completely replace the door is something he does not recommend at all. He says the door is in good shape. The door itself, framework and all that's in good shape. He said he recommends, to repair the part that's broke that will make it start working again is $2,800. $46. That's assuming the motor is not damaged when the electronic part went out. To replace the motor also is that $3,833. He
Oh.
recommended that we do that. That'll replace all the working parts and put a new motor in.
Just get it over with in one swoop.
Yeah, because he said the main reason is if we replace that and the motor's bad right then it will be the $987. If the motor goes 6 months and breaks, you're talking twice that much because he's got to tear it all apart again to put this motor in that's 30 years old, just like the rest of it. So his recommendation is to go with a 3833 and repair it. And that's what I would suggest that we do.
I mean, it could be the motor is what caused the problem. We don't know it.
We don't know.
I recommend to change the motor and do the 383365.
Motion?
I'll make a motion to spend the 383365, replace the board and the motor.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Arndt, second from Commissioner Sicking to make the repairs on the door. We did have an option to completely replace everything.
Yeah, that's close to 10,000.
Yeah. So with that in mind, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Jennifer, y'all quit swinging on those doors over there, would you?
Excuse me?
Quit swinging on those doors over there.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. Thank you, you guys.
Item number 12, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the Motorola Phase 2 radio system upgrade.
I put this on, I just want to know if we kind of know anything. They told us it'd be December and we're in February. I just seen if we had any updates.
You put this on before you got your email, right?
I didn't get an email. Oh, the email that come from,
From Wes?
oh yeah. Yeah, I had this already on there.
Yeah. Do you have any questions beyond that?
I have to look at that again and see. So he's saying should be completed by the 1st of April?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so the 1st of April, the radio should be up and running?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I wanted everybody to know that. So.
No, if you got any questions, I mean, but that's, I don't, if that answers them, then we're good to go.
Okay. I'm good with that with no action.
Item number 12 is no action. Item number 13, deliberate and consider possible action regarding county Freeport exemption. I bet we have somebody who'd like to speak to that. Or if not, that's all right, we can go ahead. Do we need to? You don't have to, no, only if you want to. That's, I thought somebody might have a question.
I mean, we had a workshop on this, and we've talked about it pretty extensive. I think it'll help us retain people and bring people into the county. I mean, I don't know why it wasn't done years ago, but it wasn't. I think if we're going to diversify and grow our businesses to help offset some of our tax base, I think it'll help us. So I make the motion we do the Freeport exemption.
My only fear is the tax calculation.
Most recent information I have, I don't have anything to add other than to my past comments. If what I am hearing is correct, it gives me some concern. I listened to our lieutenant governor, and he has suggested many counties have found a way to work around the 3.5%. And I have from another source, the way they intend to do that is include our new bills into our taxable values. So that is further going to impact how we set our tax rate. So.
We have a motion to, how would you like for your motion to read?
To give the Freeport exemption.
Okay, to offer the 340. You have that, Pam?
Just approve to offer it.
Yeah. So we have a motion on the floor to approve the Freeport exemption. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it. I still have concerns, but I do believe it's a good chess move. You know, and people talk about we don't want to grow, but it's not about that. Is we need businesses to help taxpayers less, home taxpayers pay less. But I just wish that we could get more clarity on everything. I know that's not a very good second, but I want to show that I do believe in it.
Okay, the original motion was Commissioner Hart. Second is Commissioner Snuggs. Any other comments?
I don't disagree with it, but right at this time, I don't think it's a good fit for us myself. I mean, at best, we'll get, what, 10, 11,000 out of the warehouse out there. San Fran starts using it. I mean, I don't know. I just can't make it add up right. I mean, I'm willing to sit down and talk some more and get more information. I just don't know enough about it right now to do it. That makes sense.
It does. Like I said, I believe in it for a long-term goal. It's just right now, it will be hard to overcome, especially if they pinch us on the tax rate calculations. And that's a huge unknown.
I think our legislators are heading us to no new revenues is where I think they're headed us, but, you know.
Well, we're gonna have to fight back against it. I mean,
I hope I'm wrong. I don't, you know.
we need help from the people. Get with your representatives down there and your senators and let them know, hey, let the counties take care of yours. They're getting so much into our business, it's not even funny. And now they're even trying to put a deal up that they don't want us, they want us down there, okay, but for us to go down there every week to see what they're doing, it costs us, our taxpayers, thousands of dollars, where we do it for pennies now because of a group that we have down that kind of keeps us informed. And this is one of them examples right here that we are in front of the people, we're in front of our people. We know more what's going on in our counties than they do, but they tell us how to do it. And if we don't start pushing back one way or another, we might as well just let the state come in and run the damn county. And I don't think y'all want that. So you're gonna have to start helping us push back to your representatives and your senators and let them know, hey, we got it. We don't need your help up here. And I think this will help us get more industry and business in here.
We get approved the Freeport 30 years ago.
I agree. And we wouldn't be here today if we'd have done it. And we could be have way more industry here too. And that's the way I look at it. We're setting back. We got the homes coming.
We can just continue to do what we've been doing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would rather give that exemption out there to where we can get some people in there. We're getting the rooftops, but which that increases our services. This, if you get a business in here, say a $200 million company and they got 250 employees. Them employees buy stuff here, they buy homes here, they buy vehicles here, they eat here, they pay taxes in the county. If we don't have them businesses here, we're just gonna have rooftops. Well, that costs a whole lot more than it does having businesses here. You gotta have a mix of both.
That's why I believe in it.
And that's where I'm coming from. It's just, we
I'm
got
not
some.
saying it's a bad deal. I want to know more about it before I do it. I mean, somewhere along the line, we got to come up with this extra money that we're going to lose out on. And I mean, it's just not.
We've shown where you've gone. So do you have something that counters that discussion? Do you have something that proves that there's no lack of loss? We've talked about how if the taxes go up a certain percentage, and Gary has discussed this ad nauseum offline, and it's been explained how there's no loss in revenue. Yet here we still are.
Well,
There is a loss. I mean, I know you're saying you're going to take it from the new bill money, right? But it's still coming out of our pocket. I mean, it's money that am I looking at it wrong? I mean, it's money we budgeted for.
Will, did you?
I mean, and Will he spent some time with me, and I much appreciate it. He's trying to help me understand it, and we've had some really good conversations. And like I said, this vote, I respect whatever the guys do. My concern, we can pass it today, and it won't be another conversation about it till budget time, and then we'll all have a real good understanding of what we lost or gained in the next 8-9 months. So.
Leads me to my question. Let's say we did not pass this today, William.
You're just going to continue with what you've got.
I understand, but you wouldn't give up on us, would you?
Wouldn't give up on you.
Yeah. Would you still try to convince at a later date?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on, I thought there was favor in pursuing this. So,
Well, I think you've heard from everybody here that there are people that would like to approve it, but there's some reluctance.
Every year there's going to be similar situation. We're fortunate that we're in a period where we've got an expanding tax base. If we weren't in a period with expanding tax base, it wouldn't be a no impact vote. But fortunately, we're in a growing economy still.
Okay. But Commissioner Hollowell brings up a point here, that if we were farther into the budget cycle, if we knew a little bit more about what was facing the county as far as outlay, I anticipate you've got something you want to say.
Judge, we beat this dead horse, but Commissioner Sicking, you're not going to lose anything. And in 8 months, you're not going to lose anything. There's a reason that, and you mentioned it in legislation, but there's a reason that Grayson County's rate stayed flat year over year. Y'all asked to look at other counties. So Grayson County's tax rate did not decrease from 23 to 24, but yet they had a 22% increase in value. Okay, so you guys had 11% increase in value, right? But your revenue you received only went up 6% because you couldn't capture the full 11%. So this past year, for your rate, you're at 0.03154. Everybody agree with that? That was your combined rate. So this Freeport exemption is 1.4% of that rate. So your rate would have gone up this past year. You would have been able to have held your rate, your total rate your hold harmless rate, 3.168. You would have dropped down from 3.242 in 2023, and your rate would have been 0.033168. You would recoup everything in this Freeport. It is not a loss of revenue. And the only way it is a loss of revenue is when your value would remain flat or your value would decrease. As long as you increase your value, and there's a reason, guys. Gary, you just mentioned it. Grayson County, this past year, their rate is 0.03051, 30 cents. Their rate in 2023 was 30 cents. It was the exact same rate, but yet they had a 22% increase in value. So that means they got 22% more revenue. And the way they did it is because every entity allows a free port, and they also have goods in transit. So you recoup it. So your rate this past year, I'm going to say it one more time, 0.03168 is where your rate would have been if you had gone bump to your max rate, which y'all did. Y'all bumped to your max rate of 3.154. Had this free port been there, you would have gone to 3.168, still down from 3.242. So this free port, you recoup it. So when you talk about this and you start doing your budget hearings, you have to adopt your rate by September 30th. When you start talking about that, whatever this free port amount is, it's going to come back to you. It's going to be loss of revenue. Your effective rate's going to go up. And the only way it doesn't hurt you guys is if value stays flat or you decrease in value. And for the past 20 years, you've averaged an 8% increase in value over the past 20 years.
So even if we go up 1%, we still have an increase.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get whatever this number is. You know, say it's $400,000. You're going to get that back in your effective tax rate calculation. You've got a $24 million levy. We're talking about 1.4% of that you make up in your effective rate. It is not a loss of revenue.
That's the best way you've explained it so far, with putting it with the tax rate showing that it.
Had you had it this past year, Jason, Commissioner Snow, sorry.
You're fine.
You would have gone to 0.03168. You still would have been 5% below your prior year's rate, but you're going to recoup that money. Guys, think about this. Grayson County, they're booming. A 22% increase in value, they kept 22% of their revenue. They held their rate flat from 23 to 24. Y'all couldn't do that.
It's my understanding the county's not going to lose money. They're going to go get it from somewhere. And in this case, we're going to get it by an increase in tax rate.
But you increased the tax rate to the max this past year.
Because we had to pay the bills. And we've all agreed to this in the previous meeting. The way we recoup it's increased tax rate. Right?
Yeah, but you're still reducing your rate overall. You had a 6% reduction in rate this past year. You know, you're going to continue to do that. As long as this goes up, you're still,
as long as the taxable
you're still reducing your rate. But it's hold harmless. I mean, call your buddy at the county. What was his name? Adam, Jim.
Oh,
anyway, it's a hold harmless. It's a hold harmless rate as long as there's preference. I'm telling you, as long as your values are going up, then it's hold harmless, and that's why so many counties have done that. I mean, and it's still got to get approved. They've still got to go through they've got to file a timely application. They've got to have the data that supports that. Typically, that's done by tax records. I mean, it's a timely application that Doug has to approve, and then once it's approved, well, then it goes into effect.
And again, while you're standing upon, I appreciate the time you spent with me. I really do. I'm hung up on numbers, and I could be wrong. I could be absolutely as wrong.
Barry at the city. I mean, the cities look at their rate. Their rate didn't drop as much because they had the free ports.
And it's selfish on my part. I get we're trying to relate to Grayson or the city or some other county, but the one I know about is our county and our finances. And in fact, I've said before, we're depleting our fund balance to pay our bills as we are, and we're spending money out one side pretty freely at times, but now in my perception, we're giving away revenues, which we will have to offset with the tax rate. So anyway.
You've gone up as much as you could on the rate legally possible. And so you haven't foregone any revenue that you could have foregone this last year. But Yet the 0.0014%, you have an objection with going up that additional 0.0014. You object to that, but you went up 3.5%.
Well, no, and, okay, I hear this 3.5%, but I've also, and I throw my auditor on the bus here while she's here, but it's my understanding we netted about a little over 1% increase. Am I misspeaking or misunderstanding there, Shelley?
Of the unused increment?
Overall revenues. We didn't recognize 3.5% increase in revenues last year.
No. But the tax rate has our unused increment in it.
And we used all those from the previous 2 years.
Right.
And we went to voter approval. And I think when we sign up for this, we sign up for voter approval indefinitely. And so,
We've got an industrial park out here, guys, that's getting ready to have, hopefully we get rail. And we've lost one potential company that we got really close. $500 million, they were gonna spend $500 million here. Don't think they didn't watch what's going on here. But $500 million CapEx, $500 million worth of inventory, 256 jobs, and now they're gone. I mean, how many more are we gonna lose because we don't have a free port?
We haven't even been considered for some because we don't have it. I've already said that in this court multiple times. We have not been considered because we don't have it already. It's already happened. We've got leads right now that ask for Freeport.
I know it,
Triple Freeport.
I understand what you're saying. I know it'll help. It's gonna take a little bit, but it will help, and it will pull the pressure off the housing rooftops for eternity once we do it. That's a perpetual deal. You know, one large company will change what every home pays on their taxes forever. So I get all that. So, and I believe in it.
I believe you need industry. I've never questioned that, never questioned it. And I know we got a sharp group of individuals trying to make that happen, so.
And we're not, and I know how you're saying we're gonna pull from here, but other people be like, you know, it goes to all the other businesses too, and I'm a business owner, so, but I can see.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Judge, we got a motion and a second on the floor.
But I'd like to discuss this.
Okay, no, I'm not.
I hear a rumor, or I don't know if it's a rumor, I don't know what it is. The comment was made that Governor Abbott would like to remove our 3.5%. Has anybody heard anything about our 3.5% or Governor wanting to do away with that, or?
I said Lieutenant Governor, and I said that he said that counties around Texas had found creative ways to increase it, to increase the revenues above 3.5%. Okay, and you were in the conversation with me whenever it was said that they thought that they were going to incorporate new bills into taxable values. And so, again, I don't know if that helps you or hurts you.
Well, it doesn't answer my question. What I heard was that the governor wanted to remove the 3.5%.
I don't think I said the governor.
No, you said Lieutenant Governor.
And they've steadily attempted to reduce. Well, we went from 8% to 3.5%, and it looks to me like there's serious discussion about reducing it further. But that's just me trying to follow the politics and the
I ain't saying it's gonna pass.
Yeah.
It might.
But I could see how they would use that probably for the easiest path to, and who else knows what they'll do. And we can't control that from here, guys. I mean, not in the next few years, probably. And you yourself said, we know they're trying to take more and more away from the county.
So, the average person out on the street out there who we serve, here's that we're, I guess what I'm leading, the question I'm leading to here is there an initial outlay of funds from the county if we accept this? None whatsoever. We can only gain unless we don't do well, in other words. Okay, and that's what you would tell the,
Which we've increased by 8% over the last 20 years.
right.
Which didn't Doug say we pretty much plateauing out this year?
That's what he said on appraisals. It looks like the housing market's kind of leveled off, I think's what he said.
That might have a little bit to do with our inflation rate, though, and I said that too. Our inflation rate's fixed to go back down. It's coming. Which will increase housing, increase industry. I got a motion on the table and a second.
We have a motion on the table. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Uh,
Aye. Motion fails, 3-2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
They're considering cutting taxes by raising homestead exemptions, not just for schools.
Say that again?
They're considering cutting taxes by raising the homestead exemption like they did for the schools.
From 110,000 to 140, but that was just schools, the first one.
Just the first one, yeah. And I have that article to
Gentlemen?
give y'all.
Guys, thanks. See you later.
Do we have anything for executive?
I do not. Do you? Does anybody have anything for executive?
I don't.
I don't. Guys, we do have some plats over here. If we could please sign those before we leave.
Paul Betancourt is the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, so,
And he's usually the largest advocate on.
and that's, the lieutenant governor is over the Senate, right? And then the House Speaker is over the representatives.
I just want to be sure nobody, I didn't say it, governor.
But then the governor's, it's on his emergency agenda to pass, needing a 2/3 vote for any increase. But it hadn't been drawn up yet.
I think it's also a good soundbite for him. He can blame it on us and say, well, if we do this to the counties, they can't do that to you, and it makes it look, make him look good when all he's doing is tying our hands, but we can't do this.
Yeah, he's
I'll
telling
tell
him how
him
he's
that to
cutting
his face.
taxes, you know, and we're, since we're not financially responsible.
Would the governor do
This is
that?
the lieutenant governor.
The lieutenant, would he do that?
Got called in the office, didn't he?
Amber, would you pass this, please? Or you guys want them on the table? Or-
Yeah.
I'd just leave it on.
Leave it on,
the table,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And you got, the
Well,
judge just
if
needs.
nobody has anything for executive session,
Motion to adjourn.
we have 14 and 15 are not needed. Motion to adjourn, Commissioner Snuggs.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Arndt. All in favor? Aye. We're going to adjourn at
10:54.
10:54.